don't have that are not getting that at home. It's a feeling of belonging, you know. Nobody wants to be a victim out here. And it seems like the gang's are victimizing everybody.
The NYPD says gang-related killings are down to 79 in 2016, from 129 deaths the year before. Those numbers continue to go down, but police can't always know when gangs will strike or keep track of all gang activity. In Junior's case, it all started when he was mistaken for a rival gang member.
It's about the reputation, you know, gangs have a reputation to uphold.
It's very hard, because you're gonna get caught up with the wrong people and the wrong things at the wrong time.
I feel like, you know, since they growing up to a new generation, they just want to do, you know, they just want to grow up so fast, and they seen things from other people and they just want to follow their footsteps.
Is there pressure to join a gang?
Like, when you join a gang, you have to live for what the outcome of it. Like, when you join a gang, you're risking your life.
Police also say that risk is one too many are willing to take.
Well, when kids get trapped in a gang life, it does not have to be a permanent prison. There is hope for the future.
Yeah, one man who did time for his life of crime is armed with a new perspective, and he's now spending time on the streets, steering kids away from that dark path. pix11news' Jay Dow has his story.
In a Bronx basement, a handful of young black and brown boys take a moment to appreciate their work. Music they created with the help of a mentor who knows all too well the temptation of hitting the pause button on clean fun in favor of gun and knife play on the streets.
I think it's disgusting that they did that young boy like that.
That boy is 15-year-old Lissandro Jr. Guzman Feliz. 29-year-old Bronx resident Malik Salahuddin says he mourns the talented teen who was brutally stabbed and murdered on a street corner not far from here.
I think they have no outlet.
Malik spent 5 long years in prison on a violent crime conviction.
They got tattoos and bullet wounds and scars to show it.
But now, armed with a fresh perspective, he's the assistant director of a nonprofit, University of the Streets,
Good, man.
where he works daily to keep boys in the neighborhood from turning into something much worse.
So whatever they're into nowadays, I try to find a way to make their dreams reality. If they say they're into video editing, I try to get them a video editing program.
Against the backdrop of a senseless act of violence, realization is taking root on these Bronx streets.
We have to make sure our neighborhoods are safe and secure, and that our children have options for goodness. And Junior was an example of that. He just young place.
Community leaders and elected officials alike say what's required now is a moment of honesty and a look within.
It's challenging. But what happened here with Lisandro Jr. should be the tipping point.
Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. insists the battle for young lives out on the streets cannot be fought alone.
We're creating jobs, we're funding schools and technology, and we're creating opportunities. But my response is, what are you doing to help me? So what we're lacking is a level of involvement.
Participation and involvement from whom?
From men in our communities, from from parents.
The reality, a healthy home life is not always possible. And that's where positive community influencers like Malik Salahuddin do what they can to prevent a young boy from turning into the kind of monster willing to rob another junior of his life and future.
What are you gonna do? My hope for them is a little deeper than hope. Hope is like wishing on a star. I believe and I'm positive that if we can give them the outlet, they won't be out there doing that for no reason.
A gang life is full of evil and darkness and destruction, and we have to make sure our kids stay out of that.
Next, help for parents and keeping your family out of the darkness.